Good morning. How are we doing? So I start doing really well, then I just sabotage myself. I think, F it, screw the diet, I'm going to enjoy my food anyway. Now, this sounds familiar. Let me know in the comments if you find this helpful, like, share it. It does help us reach more people and help share good information with people who might be beating themselves up for this. Maybe it's you even. But this, that monkey on your shoulders probably screaming, like, you deserve it, things like that. I get that. And here's the thing, as coaches, you might think, oh yeah, Matt, I can't eat this around you. A lot of people say that to me, like, oh, you've caught me. I see someone in the supermarket and they're like, oh, don't look at the trolley. Like, the thing is, we actually want you to enjoy your food. And this is the key thing on this, like, because ask the question, like, do you actually enjoy it when you're doing that? Or is it just filled with guilt and shame? I mean, we want you to choose to make that choice. Like, I was speaking to someone the other day, they're on holiday at the moment, they're like, yeah, it's just full of like pasta, this. It's like so overwhelming to try and eat well on this. And it's actually like, well, there's nothing wrong with pasta. Make the choice that you want to make that's there and actually just at least enjoy it and actually know that a meal of pasta isn't going to have much impact on your results, providing your thoughts about the thing. Because it's often not the thing itself, but our thoughts about the thing. Oh, I'm eating pasta, that means I'm going to gain weight. I might as well just have this, and this, and this. I might as well just enjoy my food, as we say. But really, we're not enjoying any moment of it because we're thinking, oh, I've just blown it. I've just done this. Like, if we're choosing to make that decision to have that, we want you to enjoy it, and then we can make that. We can learn from it if we want to. Let's say we can reflect on it and go, okay, knowing what I know now, what would I do differently? And the answer might be nothing. The answer might actually be nothing, and that's okay. Like, great, move on, next time, let's go again. If yes, what can you do to apply that today? What can you do to do differently today? Because actually, and this is going to sound odd, if you're struggling to keep doing it, then I'd go as far as saying is to stop doing it. Like, literally, if you're struggling to stick to something and you're like, I start there with good intentions, actually give yourself permission just to not do it. Don't even try to do it, and just do it when you want to do it. Because there must be a reason there. There's costs and benefits to every decision we have. Now, on that note, like, there is a bit of a caveat to that, in that sometimes we sabotage when we're doing well and we get to a certain situation, because it's a bit like we're halfway through a journey. We're at the service station and we're like, we haven't planned the next route. And what we see is why it's so important we work in 28-day blocks in this to kind of reassess this. When you get to that stage, I think it needs to be reassessed more. And that's where we need to reach out and discover, okay, what are you actually wanting to achieve right now? Well, my original goal was this. I've got to this. Okay, what's next? I'm not sure. Okay, let's think of something. It could even be muscle related. It could even be strength related. It could even be fitness related. To have that next step of the journey, then our focus is on elsewhere rather than, I've just achieved that now, so I might as well just sabotage it. And actually, if we're looking to critique and be curious about that, I want to enjoy my food, going back to the original point, we need to go into, okay, do you actually enjoy your food if you feel guilty the whole time having it? And what does enjoying your food look like? We want you to choose to make the choice that makes you happy, and that's it. We're adults, we have the choice, we have permission to eat what we want. There's costs and benefits involved in each. We want you to make that decision that makes you happy. And that's the key thing. Attach that to you today. No matter what the angel, the devil, the monkey on your shoulder is saying, actually just make the choice that makes you happy, and that's it. You don't have to do it. That's the beauty of it. And when we understand that, when we go into that point, actually our relationship's a bit different. It's not like I'm starting Monday, I need to get rid of everything today. Actually, there's no pressure to start tomorrow. There's no pressure to start today. You can start when you want. You can make that choice in this decision, in this day today. It's those micro choices that add up today. And actually, when you get into that phase, you're more likely to be more consistent over time. You might not be as extreme with your ons and extreme with your offs, but actually sometimes that bit in the middle is kind of what the sweet spot of what we're looking for, especially when you consider social events and all these things that keep coming up. There'll always be obstacles. Although we're starting, September, gives people a bit of a, let's go again. You look a month from now, I'm sure there'll be birthdays, I'm sure there'll be Halloween stuff and sweets in the house and whatnot. Then before you know it, the mince pies are out and we're going again with the social side of things. And then it's like, start in January, and it keeps going in. The darker mornings, all of that come in. There's always going to be something. So just give yourself permission to make the choice that makes you happy today. It's a subtle change sometimes of, instead of I have to do that, change that to I get to do that. Because actually it's a privilege to be able to nourish our body, eat nutritious foods, have more energy, sleep better, be stronger. Because, when we consider 5 years from now, okay, what happens 5 years from now if we don't get a handle on this? It's not always going to be as easy to do it tomorrow as it is today. So I hope that helps. I hope that gets us thinking a little bit. I've just been doing the presentation for our Q&A on Thursday, actually, inside our private support group, all about aging, protein, muscle, and sarcopenia, frailty, all of these things, and it's interesting. That's all I'm going to say. Just how much muscle loss, frailty can be almost in our control. Like, it's kind of that use it or lose it. And I think the moment we slip down into that lose it, it is obviously harder to get back up. But the good news is there's never too late. There's always something you can do. To the extent where they're putting electrical signals on people's muscles to stimulate the muscle fibers to move in people who can't move. Because we know this has such a big effect. Sedentary behaviour, pretty much the worst thing we can do. So, get the resistance exercise in, get your protein in, give yourself permission to make the choice that you want to make, and have an awesome rest of your weekend. Take care.